Hello, what's going on, guys and girls? It's your boy Cam Legend. I hope all is well in this dunya. Now, please press the like button. I'm about to go in on this video because it's come to my awareness that to gain sovereignty, one must regain their knowledge that is deeply embedded inside of you, your DNA, your awareness, your surroundings. And the way to harness this power is understanding that everything is within. So I'm going to be speaking about how to harness personal power. The reason I say harness is because this power is already inside of you. The term personal power has a definition. Personal power is the unique power that manifests as a person becomes more authentic with themselves. I repeat, personal power is the unique power that manifests as a person becomes more authentic with themselves. Authenticity is super important. Are you being true to yourself? Are you doing things that make you contemplate on your decisions? Are you doing things that you later regret, but you didn't trust your intuition? You see, authenticity is your higher self. Authenticity is saying no. In this matrix, we say yes to a lot of things, but rarely we want to say no. And regaining power of self, taking back your energy, sovereignty. You see, sovereignty and personal power is knowing the value of your yes. What do you say yes to? If people feel some type of way for you saying that you don't want to go to this event, go to this club, go to this concert, that's on them. Because at the end of the day, if you have goals to achieve, especially with what's going on right now, you know that time is critical. You value your time because your time is not only just money, but your time is full of experiences that your higher self wants to get to. It's full of experiences that your higher self needs in order to gain more enlightenment, gain more knowledge, gain more success. Because when you close your eyes, everyone dreams. I believe everyone dreams of a version of themselves that is better than the man or woman they are yesterday. And what suffocates us from being the best version of ourselves is external factors. When we close our eyes and we visualize, we are stepping into the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is not a physical shell. It's an astral version of ourselves. It's an etherical version of ourselves. It's a spirit of self. And the more we tap into the matrix and the vices that are there for us always, the lower we vibrate. So harness your power. We're going to get deep into this. Astrologically, personal power is associated with Aries. It's the head. This is why it's no surprise that when you dream and visualize, it's within your mind, your head, your brain, that this vision manifests. And to actually verbalize your thoughts, your ideas, your visions, it comes with confidence with self. It comes with assertiveness, which is aligned to your higher self. The people in positions of power exert their power through influence. So we always have someone we look up to a certain degree. And those people we look up to usually have attributes associated with personal power. This can be as simple as we call them role models. We may see them speak their truth. We may see them live their best life. We may see them unchained from the shackles of the matrix. And we look up to them But we also can do the same things because we are made up of the same elements. We have descended from the same gods. The difference is they've tapped into that genie. They've tapped into their higher self. So this is why we relate to people with personal power. We all have special abilities, something that we're good at. Even people that play video games and they stream all day and night, they're good at it and they get paid to do it. Maybe when they started, they never saw this becoming something monetary, financial, but they kept doing something which was associated to their skills. They're passionate about it. And now being a streamer is one of the most profitable jobs you can do sitting at home. We have platforms like Twitch where people are going crazy, running it up financially, making money to do something they love. And you don't have to think anything of that, or it's just video games and it's not really that deep. But I'm just giving this as an example to say that we all have expert power in something. The Matrix, in my eyes, is finito. It's dead. We're moving in a time where being self-sufficient is almost a given now. We're seeing changes. Cryptocurrency. They say 4.4 million people quit their jobs in September. I'm pretty sure that's something to do with the mandatories. But people are taking back their power now. They're saying, I've worked at this job for 10, 15 years. I've seen small growth in bonuses, wage salaries, and I'm definitely not going to take this mandatory for a poxy job. And salute to them. This is where we're moving into now. Referent power, what is this? Influence based on possession by an individual of desirable resources or personal traits. What do you have to offer to the world that can be of exchange or service? It doesn't have to be something physical, tangible. You could be somebody who can give advice. You can be someone who has knowledge on cryptocurrency. You can be somebody who spots talent. You can be somebody who is a good communicator. You network, you build with others. There's many aspects of self that can be used as your uniqueness to stand out. The Matrix, as we know, is a system where everybody must blend in. And if you stand out or if you're unique, you may be called weird. You stick out like a sore thumb. This is conformality, and I don't salute it. The younger generation, they're more wild. They see past the illusions. And I feel like, depending on the household, that can be a good thing, or parents are so tired and tied down to the Matrix, they just let their kids do their thing, you know? So we're living in a world where generations think different, and the younger generation get it. Whereas the older generation may be stuck in their beliefs, their habits, their programming. So with personal power, you don't let anything affect you. You show your confidence, you show your belief, even if there's nothing that you can see tangible. As long as you see the vision, as long as you've seen subtle signs, synchronicities, to show you that you're on your purpose, you keep on going. You keep on pushing and prodding, because the universe has to give you something back in return. Just like there's a referee to a game, there's a referee, an invisible referee that is watching your deeds. But you have to tap into your power of thought to feel that divine connection. You have to be aligned with self to feel this divine connection. Charismatic power. Confidence is key. How you're perceived by your peers is vital. To build charisma is to wake up with affirmations and purpose with your life. Because when you feel you're connected with your higher self, that confidence is shown on the outside. For someone who's not naturally charismatic, you may have to work on that. You may have to look in the mirror and say affirmations, self-talk. You may have to work on your physical, staying fit. Because when you stay fit, you see noticeable gains, maybe losing weight even, gaining weight, putting on muscle. Physical action always feels good. It's the mental thought of actually doing it that can put you off. But the more you stay in a regime, a rhythm, even meditation, depending how intensive you do it, can be some form of physical action and fitness. You know, if you talk about yoga really, because yoga is very powerful actually, because most of the stuff you do is stabilizing your core and you're using your core energy, just like calisthenics. You're using your own body weight. So just staying fit will build your charisma. And some people say charisma is something you're born with, which is true to a degree, but you can still build confidence and charisma. Nothing is ever set in stone. As long as you're open to improve and be a better version of yourself, your body language speaks for itself. As humans, we see cues. We know when somebody's speaking with confidence and when somebody's speaking with lesser conviction. Their eyes may be down, they aren't projecting their voice, or the stuff they say is not matching up with their body language. We see these subtle signs and we see what is real or fake, usually due to the subconscious cues. And we do this subconsciously or consciously, you know. We see this. The best way to prove your personal power is through legitimacy. Are you taking action? Are you saying things and following through? The people that lack power or show lack of power are the people that just don't follow through on their words. They're flaky. They say they're going to do this, but they don't do it. Or they say they're going to show up to the meeting and then they cancel 10 minutes before. They could have told you the day before. I'm not here to demonize. We've all probably done that before. You know, we all go through things. But here I'm speaking about personal power. We need to regain this power. And we have to look at ourselves in our shadows and really say, are we doing what is required for our higher self? Are we doing what it takes to be a better version of ourselves? Are we doing what it takes to actually manifest our goals? And you have to understand motivation is temporary. We all have that spur of energy that comes from nowhere that makes us motivated to actually do things. But then we also have times where we have no energy at all. And this is when the referee is watching the most, because in this electromagnetic field of life, when you're low, this means it's polarized into the energies of negativity. But if you do something in that time, you're charging up yourself and you're rising up again. You're rising this energy up again, which usually takes more effort, more resistance, which allows you to elevate back up to the positive charge with more energy than when you're in flow, because it came from a place of more grit and determination, which means you put more physical energy up. You see, when you live and harness energy from your personal power, it now puts you in a position of power. And when you're in a position of power, you now become the boss. You now become able to say when you want to work, say when you want to rest. You make your own schedule. You live to your own terms. You do what you want. People in a position of power control resources. They have control in industries. They have people that work for them. And I'm not saying in this video, you need to be preying or predating on people, because ultimately the goal is to help everyone and not be subjected to the hierarchical system that we live in anyway, which is just, BS. But ultimately, this reality is based upon the dimensions of the pyramid. And, we have alpha males, beta males, all of that. But there's something called sigma male, which is the male that is true to themselves. The male that could be alpha, chasing girls, extrovert, but he chooses not to, or he chooses his times to show his power. You see? So sigma male is a male of personal power, and he doesn't need external factors to validate that. So self-confidence, decisiveness, having a to-do list, being prepared for the month, 1 month before, 1 week before, resilience. You're going to need it. You're going to need to build up resilience for sure with personal power. One way to draw out that negative voice in your head is to actually say, I see you, I hear you, demon, but you're not going to win. Because spiritually, when we say we don't want to do something, or it's laziness or procrastination, it's actually a spirit. And you have to draw it out. And you'll see it run away. You'll see it run away, So sometimes when you hear that voice in your head saying you don't want to do something, fight back. Just like a bully, fight back. This is a spirit. No spookism to it. This is just a spirit. Because we live in a reality which is spiritual. And demons love to host bodies that are low in vibration. And of course, you can reverse the polarity on that and say, cool, I'm going to fight this inner demon to actually get to my goals and use it as a stepping stone, elevation. And then you see your angels and they reward you. So see the adversary as a stepping stone. You have to fight them. You have to fight that negative thought in your head all the time. Energy is so vital when it comes to personal power. When you scroll on Instagram, you're clicking on people's profiles, you're checking everything. Don't get me wrong, we all have times to do that, and you should put a limit on how many hours or minutes a day you're on these social media platforms, especially Instagram. Everyone wants your attention. People pay for ads. Why? Because they want your attention. Your eyes is all they need. They don't even need your money. They just need your eyes because it does something to their vibration that boosts their personal power and confidence. You see? So, I regain all my energy. I focus my energy and put it to places where it's going to benefit me. Attention goes where energy flows. And the more you scattered-brained, the more you lose your mental power. Because mental power is more important than physical power. Mental power has the ability to override physical power. We see, even in sports, it's not necessarily the biggest and strongest that always wins. Sometimes it's the technical who knows how to use their mind, their chi, to exert power. So you need to be flexible and agile with your thoughts. Be lighthearted and be willing to accept responsibility. Because with responsibility, you're responding to your thoughts. You're responding to your to-do list. You're responding to the people that need your help. Personal accolades, milestones. Even if it's 28 days, building a new habit. Rejoice and be happy for that achievement the same way you'll be happy if your favorite team scored. Pat yourself on the back if you know you had to break a bad habit and it took a lot of resistance. Applaud yourself for that and keep going. This is how you build confidence, knowing that you're doing things that seemed impossible. These are all the things that are going to help rise your vibration. Your drive for excellence is a long-lasting one. You know that it's not going to be easy. You know that it's not going to just be short-term goals. So stamina is required, mental stamina, physical stamina. This is something I had to learn through wisdom. Just because I can make 10 beats a day doesn't mean it should be something I'm always doing. My energy could be going to somewhere else. Because when you burn out, it's hard to find that energy again. Your spark goes. This is linked to your body, your dopamine levels, all these kind of things. So you have to learn. Sometimes you will burn out. But over time, as you gain wisdom, you will know how to work with your energy. And you know that you can do it. And it is just your mind. And you can override certain physical attributes associated to your energy. But with wisdom, you know how to conserve your energy, which comes with emotional maturity. Emotional maturity comes with picking and choosing battles. Instead of arguing, you just leave the situation. Emotional maturity is doing the work, not flaking on people because you may be down in the dumps. These are all the things that equate to personal power, because a lot of people have issues with communicating how they really feel. So being upfront with people is vital. Personal power is also learning new skills, content like this, reading, audiobooks, podcasts. This is things that you do in your spare time that doesn't get validation, but your soul gets validation. Your higher self gets validation. The referee watching you gives you validation. People are now learning the value of their personal power. For years, they have invested in the belief of being powerless. Competing desires, thoughts, and feelings interfered with accessing their power. Like I said, it's the external factors that contracts our energy. Everything is energy. Energy is expansion, contraction. That's why when you get a job, you sign a contract. It binds you to the company. You now have to listen to a boss. They tell you can do this, you can do that. You can say this, you can say that. And you have to be careful now with cancel culture and that. So that's what contracts your energy. It's a restriction. And in astrology, Saturnian energy rules contraction. An example of your physical energy being contracted would be somebody trying to stop smoking, but can't resist the relaxation of the pull and puff of the cigarette, but your health depends on it. These are all the subliminal cues to know where your personal power is at. Because when it comes to habits like that, which is detrimental to your health, if you can't take care of your temple, and I'm not demonizing here again, I'm just giving an example. If you can't fight off these smaller habits, it kind of sets you up for other situations to be taken advantage of, because you can't fight these esoterical demons, esoterical spirits within you. So it's harder to show power to external energies, such as people who may be telling you what to do, or go take that mandatory, or go do that, or go do this, or you shouldn't do that. But when you actually can take control of your physical body and the urges and the carnal urges that you may have, this is how you build confidence, because you now know that you're consciousness and you're not this physical body. Because the people that have a lot of issues with their personal power is the attachment to the body. This is why meditation is key, because you remove yourself from the body. Doing things like fasting now allows you to know that you're a consciousness, and you can actually say to your body, no, you're not eating this tonight, or so on and so forth. So by doing these small little things with yourself first, because the first war is your mind. Your first war is your physical body. When you're able to fight this inner war, you now have the ability to fight the external world. When you give in to the obvious unhealthy choice, your personal power goes into hiding. Personal power increases decisions that support your growth. Personal power has many features. It puts you in control of your life, accessing the ability to achieve goals and to influence others for their empowerment. Personal power is your greatest asset, one that grows, proper nurturing, and guidance. Personal power increases your personal energy. Personal power increases your energy levels. Your self-esteem and confidence are proportionate to your personal power. The freer you are, the more you can experience your personal power. So are you communicating your ideas, your opinions? Do you move people into action? Do you understand the value of mutuality? Is there a sense of empathy that guides you into connecting to others? Are you helping and assisting people? Do people come to you for consultations and guidance? When you speak your truth, people resonate with it. They'll feel more open to speak with you because they see that divine relation is vital for your personal power. People respect the ones who speak their truth, even if they don't necessarily believe in your truth. People still respect it because you've actually been vocal enough to say something, especially in a world where cancel culture is prevalent and things of this nature. Now, I'm not saying to be wild and be saying crazy stuff, unless that's what you want to do, but I'm just saying, modestly speak your truth. Because we see that truth is being silenced in so many different ways right now. But it's the cowards that reject truth. It's the people that have hard times looking at themselves in the mirror. Because you have to understand that we're all flawed. We all have aspects of ourselves and shadow which needs addressing. But in the times we're living in right now, you have no choice but to look in the mirror and look at the shadow and address the shadow, because there's a lot of contraction happening here on earth right now. But the people that are expanding are the ones that are fearless, and it's always been that way. But it's happening with more magnitude right now. We're seeing this happen at a faster rate. It's crunch time, So contribution. What are you contributing to this world? We all have the ability to bring something here that is valuable to others. You don't have to be the creative person in the world, but by being consistent and bringing something that appeases others is beneficiary to you, your soul, and others. When you tap into your uniqueness, you now have the ability to think outside the box. It would only be that inner demon that tells you that your idea is not good enough. But again, you'll be past that at this point when it comes to sovereignty and personal power. What's the most that's going to happen if you put an idea out there and it doesn't work? Okay, you might get rejection. Okay, that's cool. But whatever, you'll never know if you never put the work out there, Focus. Highly important. Do you operate from a space of passion and dedication to hard work? You see, once you tap into flow, what you see as hard work becomes effortless. When you become consistent, it becomes effortless. It only feels like hard work when you're out of alignment, And usually it's external energies that makes things more harder than it is. And of course, we have times where we have a lot of energy and times where we don't. But the more you get aligned with yourself, that energy is usually there to be harnessed. And that ties into distractions. I've been saying something to myself lately that my energy is sacred because I'm rarely seeing the chaos that's happening right now, the things that people are attached to right now, the distractions that people are attracted to right now. And I haven't really invested my energies into it. Before, I used to help a lot of people by exposing what's going on in the world and that. And but now I'm like, nope, I'm not going to speak about this because I've already told people that this always happens and they always harness energy from you. There always will be something to talk about in the matrix. That's how it works, And the more you externalize your energies to this, the more you give them what you want, your attention, your emotions. When you're in a position of personal power, external factors don't really get to you. So self-evaluate the things I'm speaking about, and maybe write something in your notes to just say, maybe you can work on this, maybe you can work on that, or maybe you're on your path already, Your power of thought is so vital to this reality we live in. Your thoughts has the ability to manifest here on this physical realm. Thoughts become things. The more you're able to tap into the thought realm and the thought forms, the more you're becoming an adept, a mental magician. You see, the power of thought is next level, because if you attach your feelings to your thoughts positively, you see that you can achieve a lot here. Your thoughts is the fourth dimension. And in order to bring things here in the third dimension, it only takes action, desire, drive. That's how great things come here in this realm, through the portal of thoughts. That's why they say thoughts become things, not things become thoughts. So understand the power of your thoughts. Understand, if you write something down and meditate on it and take action, you can bring things here in this realm faster than light. You don't have to always see things as, a time constraint, but understanding that if you work like you have no time, you will see that things come here much, much faster in this realm. The speed of thought is faster than the speed of light. The speed of light is the most dense physical creation, because we are light. We are light bodies. Our physical bodies is known as light. Everything we see is light. That's why in Genesis it says, let there be light, because this world was full of darkness. So light is just the physical manifestation of things. But thoughts, that's ethereal. It doesn't have a body. This is why we can have 6,000 thoughts a day and more, So of course we can have 6,000 thoughts a day, because it doesn't have a body. It doesn't have a physical shell. But if you focus on one thought or 2 thoughts a day, 3 thoughts a day, and you Ray Charles the other thoughts, but magnetize those 2 or 3 thoughts you have a day, imagine how much magnitude you are putting into those thought forms. And when you attach your feelings to it, which can be good or bad, you may be angry at your certain situation, but you're charging it with your feelings and you're taking action on it, You can use anger to manifest. How many people told you couldn't do something and you proved them wrong and showed them that you can bring things here? Or you can use happiness because you can visualize and close your eyes and see all the things that you want to bring through here, this portal of reality, physical reality, and know that it's going to be fun. It doesn't necessarily need to be doom and gloom. It's up to you. But just take action ultimately. Because when you take action, you will be satisfied and your higher self will be satisfied too. Respect others and you'll gain respect too. If you show respect, you get respect. Showing gratitude, highly, highly important. Gratitude and giving thanks is something I never forget. No matter what's going on in this life and in this world, I always try to see the good in things. The power of letting go is highly important when it comes to personal power. Holding grudges, frustration, these need to be afterthoughts. The more you dwell, the more it sits on your consciousness. You need to be a light body. Thoughts need to come in and out. If it's a thought that's going to empower you, of course you sit on that thought. But if it's a thought that is not beneficiary to yourself and others, let it go. If it's a thought that you're not at your goal right now, let it go. Let the universe take its time and conspire to bring this manifest. Your commitment will be the proof in the pudding. It's very easy in the world that we live in right now to seek instant gratification, looking at others, seeing what they're doing. And it's fine, it's normal to do that, but you don't know what they're doing. You don't know who may be helping them. You don't know much. You just know the outer shell, you know? So for me personally, I don't really like to look at what others are doing. I like to stay focused on myself. I've always been that way. Because there's more to this reality that meets the eye, you know? So it's just best to focus on self, be grateful for what you have, and you'll see things will amplify this way. And lastly, your passion. Focus on your passion, because your passion associates with your thoughts and feelings. Your thoughts and feelings are associated with your cellular structure. So it does something to your body. It may be that you're fired up, you're raring to go. This is your body activating hormones that are associated to positive thoughts and feelings, you know? So make sure you're doing something that you're passionate about. If you're not sure, maybe do something like an ikigai, which will pinpoint the stuff that you like to do and just focus on that, you know? So that's all I gotta say. If you like this video, please let me know in the comments. If you need help finding your purpose, I do consultations. Check out my website. I also have a blog where I upload all the stuff I speak about. And sometimes I put PDFs if I've used a lot of infographics and things associated to my video. So check out the blog. You can search literally anything I speak about. I put tags also. So really I'm building a database for people to actually learn further on the things I speak about, you know? So peace.